It's Thursday night. You know what that means. We are going to be live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm checking here to see if I have adequately camouflaged the suitcases under my eyes with the glasses. Not so much. And I got to be honest with you, tonight I got nothing. So what we talk about is going to be entirely dependent on you. So come join us. We're going to need your help. And as always, my new theme music by Mr. Barry Spears Music. You'll find him right down here. Please go to his page and check out some of his stuff. He and another creator, Grandpa Rufus, are doing some incredible things. Go check them out. I think you'll like it. Love y'all. See you in a little bit. Hello, whoever, if anybody has joined me. Sorry, I'm getting on my other phone. Hi there, I can't see your name yet. I have to get on my other phone to see comments. So it'll take me just a second to anybody that's popping in here right now. There we go. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Gabby. Love you, sweetheart. Sorry, I'm not doing too great tonight. I'm fidgety. Who else is... Oh, hi, Silver Wicca. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Sherry, Gabby. See you, Gabby. And Smurfette. Hi, Smurfette. Hello, sweetheart. Hi, John Simber. Thank you for joining us. And Raymond and Maureen and Naquin Ward and Vibe with... Oh, that's Gabby. Thank you for sending me likes, Gabby. Tap that screen. Smurfette, we got Gabby here, so my granddaughter Gabby is here, so we'll get a bunch of likes. Hi, Marissa. Thank you, Gabby. Hi, that piano man. I know you're new. I've never seen you here before. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And how did you find us, piano man? That piano man. I'm sorry. I asked that question because I do a promo every week. And hi, Sean. Hi, Sean the rapper. Hi, Sean. And Smurfette, you know Sean, right? Hi, Mon Marie. And, or is that Mon Marie? Yeah, that piano man. Yeah, we talk about random, semi-useless information here. That's what we do. Hello, Di. You want to go in? I know how to do it now. I remember. Oh, hi, Chunk Gal. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you for joining us. Diane, you want to be in here? I'll leave it up to you. Hi, Jay. Hi, Jay. I sent the promo to you and Trudy. I hope I did anyway. I'm pretty sure I did. Okay. Well, you tell me, Diane, but I do know how to send you an invite now. The reason is because I just watched last week's replay when I'm struggling with it to try to get Tom in the box. That's why I remember. Oh, okay, Smurfette. Yeah, you're fine, sweetheart. You're fine. Hi, Tammy's Crafts. Thank you, the piano man. Thank you for sending likes. We like you already. we like you. We have a new friend, Mr. Piano Man, and he's sending us likes, Smurfette. Oh, I probably should have eaten. I had a little bit of peanut butter today, and I will tell you, it was not very good peanut butter, because at our store here, but there was not much of a selection of peanut butter. All a bunch of brands I never heard of. Oh, okay. You found me on the FYP? Good, good. Okay, Diane. Ta-da! Look at that. Look at that. No fumbling around or anything.
We're
Hello.
good now.
Yeah, my volume. But
You're
yeah.
you're you're a pro now. No more
Yeah.
fumbling
I
around.
had well, I said I had a refresher right before because I I did I did the live replay, so I could pull that clip out of Tom and Gina and put it on YouTube, but I hadn't watched it like all the way through. I just
Hmm.
scanned through it and found what I wanted. And I had it on my iPad when I was getting ready before I got ready today. And I saw myself doing that. And so I remembered because I'm taught, you know how I do. Yeah, how do I do this? And I'm like, oh, it's the two little people. So I had the instructions right there. I should clip that out and keep it
Put it in
and
your
watch it
favorites.
every week, and then I would know.
Put it in your
Hi,
favorites, and you could
Fritz
just watch
and
it.
Jeannie Stapleton and Jay Fiber and Jose Lortez and Nana Rose. And we have a new friend, that piano man. Oh, hi, cool dude, 2022. I don't know. Hi, sweetheart. I don't know that I've ever seen cool dude before. If I have, I don't remember.
No,
And
I think he's new.
Trav, 1988, and Seafoam, and Texas Gar, and B. Jen Paul, and Melissa, and the Dwarfs, and oh, there was somebody that had the word crystals in their name, Diane.
Yep, that's probably one of my peeps.
I know. Hi, Rosemary, and Whoa, Paul, and Sharon, and Al Markham. You know, I have family who are Markhams that live in Kentucky. And oh, thank you, that piano man. I appreciate that. We welcome. We are so glad to have you. And Linda Stoddart. Oh, and Jay is tapping the screen. Yeah. Smurfette taught me this to look up there. Oh, we are at, like, if I could see without sticking my face in there. I don't know.
1.6 thousand.
There's a 1 and a 6 in it. That's the best I can do. I think it's
Yep.
1600 is what it is.
Yep. 1.6
Okay.
thousand.
Okay. Thank you, Smurfette. Thank you so much. I was actually at Smurfette's Live on Monday. Hi, Witch Crew and Pink Squares and Bassmaster. Oh, we have a fisherman. Zach's not even here to chat him up.
He missed out.
Hi, Philiplan and Possum and Samantha. And I will say, I was talking to my friend Junior about that this morning, actually, that because I hadn't been to sleep yet. And it was, I don't know, probably 6 o'clock in the morning or something. And he was saying something about it being too early in the morning. He was trying to drink his coffee or something. And I said, yeah, I haven't even made my coffee yet because I'm not going to make any coffee because I've got to take a nap.
Gotta get some sleep in there.
Because I hadn't slept for 2 days. Well, then I had on this day of the month, I have to go run an errand for my Aunt Geraldine. And she wanted me to come in and visit for a little while. So I didn't get back home until noon. So I was still up, and I kid you not, I was falling out by the time I got home. I mean, I didn't think I was going to be able to bring my stuff in out of the car or anything else. I was dead on my feet. And that doesn't, I lose sleep like that all the time. And that doesn't usually, I've gone to the pallet store and ran around with my aunt Iva all day with no sleep. But today, I'm telling you, that stuff didn't fly. the older you get.
I can't do it. If I don't get sleep, I am wiped out.
Well, you know what it does to me. It does the opposite to me.
It gets you all
Not
wired
today.
up.
Not today. And so I got a cup of chamomile tea. I do have this tea that XT gave me that's got valerian root in it. But that stuff absolutely. Remember the time I overslept for my live? Yeah, it's because I drank that tea and it put me into a coma.
Yeah, you were kind of loopy.
Well, I didn't even show up. Wasn't. Well, the first time it happened, Craig called and woke me up because he's looking. He's like, "What's going on?" And I had just talked to him right before I went live, so he knew I was going live. And he's like, "What happened?" And then the other time, it got to be about 8 o'clock, and I wasn't on yet. And Whitney said, "Zach, is something wrong with your mom? Because she's not on live right now." And he's like, I don't know. So he called and woke me up at about 8 o'clock. And fortunately, I slept through, I didn't do a promo that night. And I felt that's the only night I've ever missed. I mean, like, not even been here at all. And I fell right, after I got off the phone with him, I fell right back asleep.
Yeah, that tea sounds a little too powerful.
It's a little bit. It's really good because it is a really good kind of sleep. But don't be planning on getting up for about 8 hours because nothing will wake you up. I'm not kidding. It's like a coma. But I mean, valerian root. That is something that's in Valium. I think that's where the name Valium comes from. It's valerian root. And I've had valerian root like capsules before, but I don't remember if I ever even took them because somebody told me about it years ago.
Mm-mm.
Am I on Wi-Fi or are you talking to Smurfette, Sean? Because Smurfette was freezing up. Am I freezing up anywhere else? Anybody else having that trouble with me freezing up?
No, you seem fine on my end.
Okay, because usually, most of the time, it's on, especially here, because I got the crazy high speed fiber optic Wi-Fi here. So
Killer
anyway,
Wi-Fi.
yeah, I got the killer Wi-Fi. I got 1,000 megabyte per second on the download and the upload. So I'm flying here.
Now you haven't froze up. You haven't froze up since I came on, but other people seem to be having
No, I think
problems.
it was smart. I think it was because I know Smurfette's been having some trouble when she does her live,
Hmm.
and usually, and a lot of times it's on the end of if it's on my end, everybody will see it.
Yeah.
Everybody will be having that problem. But anyway, that
Yeah, sometimes people just need to go in and clean out their caches and stuff because
yeah,
something will be clogging up the works.
yep. Or sometimes Wi-Fi glitches, and this is good information actually for any of you who don't have. Let's see, I can show you on this other phone. Let's see. Well, I got to get off of this live for a second. I won't be able to read comments for a second. See that black and white app in the corner? It says
Your
speed
speed.
test backwards. It's called speed test. If you go to
Yeah.
the app store or whatever it's called on your phone and download that app, you can actually, and I'll even do it and show you right here. And this is what it does. It's going to go on and it's going to do a speed test on the download and the upload. And most of the time, most people, unless you're uploading a video or something, you don't care about the upload. But that's what it does. And it's still going. And I just
Yeah,
swiped off. I
I
just
used to have to
swiped
do
off.
that. I used to have to do that on my computer all the time because we have
Mhm.
Spectrum here, and what they say your upload and download speeds are not what they actually are.
Yeah, tell me about it. That's true with this too. It fluctuates, and
Oh, hi,
yeah,
Mikey,
I tell you what,
Mr.
it
Hyde.
does come in handy for. Who just joined us? Hi, Mikey. Hi, Jacob. Thank you for joining us. And I don't know if Gabby. Oh, we are at 1,600 likes. Gabby
Yep.
must have left. The numbers stopped going up because Gabby just sits there.
Oh,
But anyway,
I'll tap
I
tap.
did make I did make some notes while I was sitting here, even though I said I didn't have anything to talk about. As I was sitting here talking to myself, I realized I did have some stuff I could talk about. And for those of you who don't know, I talk to myself a lot. So Zach and I were talking about it, and I said, Zach, you have no idea. He's like, how much would you say that you? I said, he said, compared to if you were in a room of people talking or you're home by yourself. And I said, well, when I'm home by myself, I actually talk more because there's nobody else there.
No competition.
I don't have to be polite and give other people their turn. Because something that Brad taught me, he said, if you are in a room of other people and there's, let's say, 10 other people in that room, and you're hearing your voice more than you're hearing all 10 of them put together, you might want to tone that down.
might
And I started
wanna
noticing it. And
might wanna take it down a notch.
Yeah, calm her down, as Zach says. But what I learned from that, and it's also a whole thing that we went through in my leadership training about listening and active listening. And I noticed when I watch these live replays, I'm not always doing that. It's, you know what I mean? And I think it's because you're down there. I'm focused. If I look down here, then I don't see you anymore. If I don't see you, I don't hear you. And I've noticed that. But I will, now I don't do it here so much because I actually need to say stuff that really doesn't need to be said.
Yeah, well, it's your live, so you can say whatever you want.
Exactly. But that is a skill that I have. But I have, over the years, I did have to learn to rein that in. And before I actually say something, because, and I actually learned this from the active listening, because what a lot of people, I'm not going to say most people, it probably is most people, but usually what we're doing when somebody else is talking, especially extroverts, when somebody else is talking, we're not really listening to them. We're thinking about what we're going to say when they shut up.
Yep. Or how what they say affected you, or some
Exactly.
or
And I was called out on this by one of my really good friends. He's like, your level of one-upmanship. Is Shelly here yet? Because I was going to say who said this to me. He's like, your level of one-upmanship is ridiculous. I'm like, what are you talking about? And it's because somebody tells a story. Oh, I could top that.
yeah,
Not
or
don't
even if
you
it's
don't
even if it's
do
not
that.
even if it's not one-upmanship, you just apply
But what
that
it
to
is
something that you
I'm not
happen.
thinking of it that way. I'm not thinking. I've actually said the words before. Well, that's nothing. Let me tell you about this. And that's what I did with my friend Kevin. And and he's like, this is, you just got a, hi Smurfette, thank you for coming back. But I was talking about active listening, Smurf. Talking about active listening, not actually doing it. That's one of those things that I can talk the talk, but I can't walk the walk. But no, when I'm in a crowd of people, especially depending on in my family, you come into a room with us in it, and I'm going to record it sometime and make a TikTok. There is a dull roar the whole time because everybody is talking all at the same time, and we actually function that way. My friend Shala is there, Shelly Belly. I was telling a story. I was telling a story actually about Kevin, but and I am not kidding you, Kevin. Oh, last name started with a R, long name. One of my best friends, and I, honest to God, cannot think of his last name. That's bad. But I was talking about him, Shelly, calling me on my one-upmanship. But yeah, but I've noticed, like with my Aunt Iva, I can be telling a story, and Kevin also pointed out that don't interrupt me when I'm telling you a story, because I don't care if it's 3 hours later, I'm going to come back and finish that story. And I may start it all over again. And my stories are pretty long, so you don't ever want that. You don't ever want me to start over again. Because when I start over again, I will probably remember more details, so that's going to drag it out even more.
Give everybody
go away and think about it.
Give everybody a refresher course on what you were talking about the first go around.
We need a replay of the lap. We need to have the what is it called at the beginning of a TV series when they do the recap of last week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be doing a recap of the story I started 2 hours ago, so don't interrupt me. But and now interrupt me, that story will never be told because I won't even remember it anymore. But whatever reminded me of in the first place is probably gone. But anyway, in my family, that's just how it is. And my friend Shala, everybody used to say that Shala didn't listen when people were talking because she is just out of control with that. And she actually is the one how I learned my lesson about it and what it does to people around me is I had to go stay in Montreal for a week, and she would pick me up every morning at the hotel, and it would start as soon as she picked me up, and I mean, she absolutely wore me out. And I went back home and I told Brad, I said, I am so sorry, because that is what I did to him all the time. And he used to say it. He's like, baby, you're wearing me out here. Take a breath.
Yep. Sometimes you just need a dose of your own medicine before you realize what's going on. There's
actually a whole thing, and I've talked a little bit about it here before. It's called shadow work. If you have a habit or a trait, something that you want to change that you don't like about yourself, that needs some work, that'd be better if you could get that under control. Find somebody that has that trait and stay tied at the hip, or what's it called? Joined at the hip with them for a little while. It will break you of that. That is the most effective way. If you've got a bad habit like that, like of talking too much or whatever it is, me talking with my hands, anything like that, which I've never tried to change that. I think it's part of my character. But anyway, something like that. Here's a very loud train. And it's like really, really loud. Must be Yeah, it is a northbound train or a southbound train. I'm sorry. I
Usually we don't hear it that loud. We just hear it in the background. That was
I know
loud.
it's because this is something that Brad taught me. Southbound trains, because a lot of them are coal. A lot of what they're hauling is coal, and southbound trains are usually those coal cars are empty because the coal comes from the south primarily. So then the northbound trains are not flying as that train is not loaded down with freight. That's why because it bounces up off the rails more when they're not loaded down, so they're much louder.
Mm.
Why am I
Okay.
talking about that? Well, that's why that train was so loud.
All I heard was the whistle.
Yeah, I know. And there must have been a car at the intersection. That's probably why, because there is an intersection like right here. But yeah, with the shadow work, you can do a little bit of research into that. But I had really good people to shadow, after I became aware of this, because every bad habit that I have, there's 3 or 4 people in my family that are just like me, or I'm just like them. So those things, a lot of those things, all I had to do is be around my dad for a while, especially as he got older. And it was like, oh, that is exactly what I do. And my God, that is annoying. That is so annoying. I've got to stop doing that. But my dad would just say anything. I mean, just, I can't even think of an example. But, I mean, my dad ever talked about inappropriate things or anything like that. But, I mean, he would say, what happened to your hair there? Or like, and I can tell you, like my friend Shala one day at work, and this was another thing that they called me out on, because my friend Shala walked up to me and her hair was kind of a fright. And I actually stole something from something Brad used to say to me. And I looked at her and said, do you even own a hairbrush?
Oh, no.
And one of the worst things I said, I think, was, oh my God. No, I know one of the worst things I said, but another time she had on this blouse, and it was true. I had just cleaned out my closet, and they weren't clothes that I was going to take to Goodwill or anything. I don't know why I wasn't taking them to Goodwill. Why that particular shirt got thrown away, but when I saw her, I'm like, I just threw a top like that away yesterday. Oh my God. And one time somebody wore some shoes that absolutely were, I'm telling you, they were absolutely inappropriate for the office. They were satin FMPs with heels like this, satin with a little lace bow on the front of them, and like lace up around the side of the shoe. And it just came out of my mouth when I saw her, and I said, where'd you get those shoes? Pole dancers or us?
Oh, no.
She was absolutely offended, because she was kind of, she was an HR person for one thing.
Yeah, but how can you get offended at when somebody says something to you when you're wearing something obviously inappropriate?
Well, she was kind of young, and she they were not taught the same rules of what's appropriate for the office. You know what I mean?
Mm.
They call it FOP or FOA. I'm sorry, front office appearance, and there are rules. This is a good thing to talk about, because there are rules when you go to an interview. There's a I mean, a list of specific rules when you go to a job interview. You should have no more than 5 pieces of jewelry on. That counts 2 earrings, a watch, a wedding ring, and a necklace. And they should never be big, loud things. Your hair should be no more than 2 colors. Your hair should be straight. Your hair should be straight, clean, very clean looking, tidy looking. Of course, I mean, the things that everybody knows, your clothes should be cleaned and pressed and appropriate for, the interview. Another step further that I would take that, I would never go to a job interview wearing anything but navy blue and white, because navy blue, that particular color, I'll tell you who wears it all the time: Donald Trump. That blue suit, that color blue of the, because that's why he does it. He actually wrote about it in The Art of the Deal. That's his power suit, and the red tie. And that's how I dressed when I sold Mercedes-Benz. I always wore a navy blue suit and a white shirt, usually button-down collar men's. It was a woman's, but it was looked like a man's dress shirt with the French cuffs and the cufflinks. And when I would go somewhere special, I had a red tie that I would wear with the suit. Most of the time I didn't wear the tie, but I would try to have some red somewhere. But, there were specific, your shoes, never open toe or sling back shoes. Okay. Should never wear open toed shoes. Your heel should be no more than whatever it is, inch and a half, something like that. Just all kinds of things like that. Just specific rules like that.
All that kind of stuff is out the window now.
Yeah, I mean, you look at newscasters now. They're not even dressed appropriate. I mean, what used to be considered appropriately, especially for women. When women came into the workforce, they kind of wanted them to tone it down. And your makeup. That's the other thing about a job interview. Don't wear evening makeup to a job interview. And
well, I never wore any makeup, so that I didn't have to worry about. But the jewelry and the hair and the open-toed shoes, I used to always wear those on interviews, and I always got the job anyway because I knew what I was talking about.
Exactly. But those are things that, and it depends on what kind of job you're looking for, and it depends on who's interviewing you. If the people who are interviewing you know these rules and they see that you don't know them, that tells them something. And otherwise, and that is now, and it's kind of hard for me to get used to, that these rules no longer apply.
Nope, they are out the window.
They do not apply anymore. You can, it's like not being able to wear white shoes after Labor Day. No, why?
Well,
and I said that when I was young. I'm like, why is that a rule? I have
ever since they started, in offices years ago with Casual Friday.
Yep.
And then it went to Casual Thursday and Friday.
Oh,
and
really?
then it just went to casual all the time. You hardly ever saw. I mean, I worked in Manhattan for 36 years.
I see Gypsy Gina here. Gina, are you on your way back from Oregon yet? Hello, sweetie pie. And Shelly, you guys know Gina does call me Mama. She is my TikTok child. But yeah, she was here last week. Only she was in the box. Her and Tom were in the box. Oh well. Why don't I look down here like I normally do? Oh, they're on their way back to Virginia. So if you're a few hours in, you got about 33 more hours to go.
Quite a few.
Yeah. They're in Idaho right now.
Yeah, they got quite a few hours to go.
I love that so much, Gina, that you came on here on your trip and told us you're in Idaho. I love it. I can't wait for Tom to get to Virginia. Oh, because then both of you are closer to where because then they're only 4 hours away from me.
Mm.
I will be making a trip down there when they tell me it's okay.
Yep, Tom's driving.
Oh, Tom is driving right now. Are you? Oh, you guys can stay on the road 24 hours a day because you got two shift workers.
Yeah.
You can run two shifts. Well, maybe not 24 hours a day, but you can run two shifts. I do three. I sleep 8 hours, let him drive 8, and there you go. You know.
Yeah.
That way, yeah, that way. Unless you want to enjoy the journey, maybe you want to just take your time and enjoy the trip back. That's a great drive across country, and it's a good time of year to do it.
Yeah, it is a nice time of the year to do it because it's, fairly clear and warm.
The 17th is the 17th of June at the Abington, Virginia Fiddlers Convention. Oh my goodness. The Fiddlers Convention. I would love that. We used to have one in Mount Vernon, no, Sunbury, Ohio, because some songwriter that I cannot think of his name right now was from there, and they had a festival every year. Oh, you're stopping. Oh, that's great. Oh, it's the grand opening. Got it. Got it. The grand opening of their new food truck. Is it going to be called Gypsy Smoke Barbecue? Is that what it's going to be called? That's going to be the debut because I'm sure Gina doesn't mind me saying this. Gina has 2 food trucks. And so one of them is, hello, Becky. And hi, old man Stoner. Thank you for joining us. But not that I'm paying any attention to anybody.
Mm-hmm. Gypsy coffee and Gypsy smoke.
Oak barbecue. So that's going to be the debut. Are you telling me I should come there? Because I don't think I would be able to come June 17th. I don't know if I could or not. If I could talk Zach and Whitney into going. Tell me, Gina, I'm going to look. Send me, because I won't have it when I get off of here. Send me a link to that Fiddlers Festival, and let me see if I can build that up to Zach enough to get him and Whitney to go and bring me.
It's next weekend, so you don't have that much time to warm them up to the idea.
Well, I can do a pretty good snow job, I think. No, who am I kidding? You've met Zach on here.
He doesn't seem like he's easy to talk into doing anything.
If I try to do that to him, he sees right through. He's like, "What do you want? What are you getting at here? Just spit it out. We don't need all of the preamble and the we don't need any of that. Just spit it out." Because I'm either going to do it or I'm not, and there isn't anything that you're going to do that's going to sway me.
Yep, you don't need to candy coat it. Just get to the point.
Well, but if I tell him about a Fiddlers Festival, because he does love the music, that I might be able to appeal to him with that. Okay, Gina. Okay. But that would be a great time. Oh, crap.
Whoopsie.
But, I will be going into my period of resting. Because I'm going to have to rest up. I want to get everything in my house cleaned before I go away. It's like my grandmother, that fear that something will happen to you, and your house will be dirty, or you'll have on won't have on clean underwear or so. I don't want to go away. What if something happened to me and then somebody comes in here like, my God, this woman lives like a pig?
They would just have to deal with it in my case because I don't care.
Why is there popcorn under the bed?
That's one thing I don't do is I don't eat in bed.
Mm.
So I never take any food into the master suite.
See,
Everything is in
I
the
lay
living
in
room.
bed and watch my iPad. So that's usually, I'm either eating there or standing up at the kitchen counter. That's where I eat. Well, all it is a jar of peanut butter, Diane. Love you, Gina. Thank you so much. And I just saw comments up there from Shelly, but I don't see them down here yet. What's
No, I
Shelly?
didn't see anything.
Oh, it's invite. It's wanting me to invite Shelly to be how it suggests people.
Yeah.
Hi, Jock Knight, or whatever that. I don't know what that says. Jock Knight. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, that one I can't even pronounce. I don't think it's a
Oh,
word.
I know what I was gonna. I have my list, and I haven't talked about anything on my list actually. And I thought it was hilarious. See this thing that I have on here? Well, when I stand up, you can't see it. Well, this long thing that I have on, I wore this intentionally with a pair of black leggings because this is what goes over my bathing suit. This is what I will look like when I'm on the beach.
That's your cover up. I thought it was
ordered a pair of black cover up pants.
It looks like what they used to call shirt dresses, remember?
It is. That's exactly what it's like, only you can't see through it on here because I did a light test to make sure you couldn't, because I just have I don't have like a cami under it or anything. You can't really see through it much, can you?
No, not at all.
Well, my bathing suit, you will be able to see it a little bit because the bathing suit is white or black with white polka dots. So you will see the white polka dots through it. So, and I did have to send I didn't send it back yet. I'm going to take it tomorrow. The first bathing suit that I got was really cute. It was also black and white polka dot. And it had this flowing little thing over it and a little pair of shorts, because we're not wearing any thongs around here. That would be frightening. But anyway, and it had that halter thing. And I mean, there was no support anywhere on this thing. And it was really cute. And it looked just like the picture. Unfortunately, I did not look like the woman in the picture.
We rarely do.
Yeah, it was so, I'm not kidding. I put that on. I'm like, well, it fits good. I walked in front of that mirror, and I am not kidding. It took me 3 days to recover from the trauma of seeing that. I was like, oh my, that'll give you a dose of reality.
Bathing suits are the worst.
Frightening. And I'm like, oh no, we're going to need some more cover up over this. And then I thought, no, this is not the right bathing suit for me. I need something with some support.
Yeah.
And so
bathing suits are
I went back. I went back. Oh, hi, Cotto. Cotto. Grandma's talking about her bathing suit experience. and what I said about it is I told my friend Karen, I said, well, what I'm telling myself is I'll never see any of these people again. And then I thought, yeah, but I don't really want to traumatize my grandsons. And so I got another bathing suit that's, it looks very similar, but it's got the straps and the, the built-in support and the built-in support. And thing I don't like about it are the little shorts are made to it with the little skirt over it.
Yeah.
I like that other concept of the little shorts being separate. But anyway, so I'm good with the bathing suit now. I put it on. I'm like, I'll be dang going. I do not look like a pruned out Barbie doll in a. Oh, it was ugly. And but the other one, I'm good with. I'm gonna need some cover up pants though, because the white chicken legs, not good. We do not need to have that exposed.
You think I naturally have a little bit of a tan all the time, and from living in Florida, all I ever wear is t-shirts and shorts. So
Mm-hmm.
even if you're only getting a couple of minutes of sun, when you go out shopping or do
Oh,
errands or whatever, I still maintain like a little bit of color, so
maybe I should
I
go
don't have
down
to
to
worry
my
about my legs.
maybe I should go down to my Aunt Iva's, like maybe for 20, 30 minutes a day and sit outside because I ain't doing it in the city. I'll go there in the country and sit out
Hmm.
in my bathing suit because they're down at Cumberland, so nobody will be there.
Yeah, we have
And
a
that might
pool.
be a good idea. That might be the way because I did not want to go to a tanning bed.
No.
I did that years ago for a couple of years, and I will tell you when I stopped doing that, the texture of my skin, and my skin is stark white. I'm talking like white light. It's so white that one time I had on a pair of shorts and I was walking around the house, and Brad said, Gracie, why in the world are you wearing white hose with those shorts in the house? And I said, in the world? He said, I know that's not your legs. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's like, that's impossible for anybody's skin to
To
be
be that
that
way.
white. But it is.
Yeah.
And, but anyway, I, after I had tanned, and I did it a couple of times a week, but I never stayed and I never put my face in it. Thank the
Hmm.
Lord, because it's bad enough now. I have no idea what it would have looked like if I'd have done that because it took my skin. And the other thing is, I could get a tan even if I went like to the pool every day and got a tan. Hi, Hollow Man. Hi, sweetheart, and hi, Sheg6. I'm sorry, I'm carrying on and on here. Um, but even if I got a tan, if I was out of the sun for a few days, it would fade
Yeah.
like that. That tan, my skin, it took years before my skin went back to its natural color and the texture came back to what it was. What the texture of my skin before. It's
Yeah.
weird. I'm warning people. I don't know that many people use tanning beds anymore because they use spray tan. But I'm going to tell you,
Yeah, I don't think that's very good.
bad.
I don't think that's very good
Oh,
for you either.
Carter, sweetie, if I'm lagging, it's on your end because we did a little test of that earlier because Smurfettes was lagging. Hi, Michael. There's my son-in-law, Michael. And Shelly just joined us back.
Oops, she's back. Hi, Shelly.
I saw Michael Lindsay pop in here, but he's not saying anything. That's my son-in-law. That's who I'm going to be going with, too. He's going to be on the trip, too.
And when
Okay,
you
Carter.
said
Yeah,
when Carter first came on and you said you don't want to traumatize him with your bathing suit stories, he wrote, "Please don't."
well, Carter, I saved you from having to see it in person, sweetheart. I was thinking about you.
Yeah, I have a lot of very pale friends, and they have the same problem. Once they get pink, and then it just fades away. They never really get tan.
Well, I will tell you, I actually do, and that's probably comes from my dad, I'm sure, because I never saw my. Yeah, Michael, I think it's on your end because it isn't lagging for anybody else, and you know I got the rocket fuel Wi-Fi here, so it's usually not lagging on. It must be on your end because anybody else lagging. Is it lagging for anybody else? As it
Not for
should be.
me.
I just did a speed test just a little bit ago. But get closer to where your router is. Take your phone closer to the router.
Yeah, so
Sometimes
that's
that'll do it.
what I don't
Recipe,
understand
recipe stuff.
down here in Florida when they build the whole community, every house is already wired into cable, but the cable box is all the way in the front of the house in the laundry room, which makes no sense to me. I think it should be in the middle of the house.
Well, it should. It
But
absolutely should be. My
yeah,
now with this Wi-Fi, it's okay. Um, they told me it would be better than it actually is because I have a sun porch, and there's a brick wall. Is it lag? Shelly's saying it's lagging too. What's going on here?
and my internet is terrible, so usually if anybody's lagging, it's me. But I
Let's see.
haven't been, I haven't not experienced that tonight.
Let's see here what we got going on. Well, it is slower than usual. It's only 92.4, and it's usually about 900. So
Wow,
yeah,
that
it
is a
is.
lot less
My
than it
internet
should
is
be.
slow.
That is a
Yep,
lot less than it should be.
92 and 58. So yeah, my internet is. But I mean, it still shouldn't be lagging. Not even at those speeds, it shouldn't be lagging. Thank you, Michael and Carter and Shelley, for telling me. Is it still lagging? Because see, there's a huge lag between this phone and this phone.
Yeah, there's always going to be a time delay.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Steffi. I'm going to call you that. That's what it looks like to me. But yeah, I was going to talk about that just because I wanted. I told Karen, I said, those 1920s bathing suits that are like long sleeved and long pants. I wonder where I could find one of those. Maybe I could just make myself one of them.
No,
I
no.
could
I would.
take this bathing suit and sew some legs onto
Oh God, no. I would feel so stifled in that kind of a suit. I could not.
it.
I could not.
We've already had the discussion about me not going in the water. She said, "You're not even going to go in the pool?" And I'm like, "Oh, pool. Yeah, I'll go in the pool. I'm just not going in water." But I do have my little water shoes because I have those water shoes. What are they? Is that what they're called? They have a name.
Yeah, they call them aqua shoes or water
Yeah.
shoes.
I actually have those that I wear for shoes because I think they're really cute. I have couple pair of them actually. I
Yeah,
think they
I
look
wear
really
them.
cute with leggings, those little shoes.
Yeah, I wear them when I go to the beach because in Florida there's a lot of shells on in the sand and they're very
Mm-hmm.
sharp. And I have to
Yeah.
be careful with my feet that I don't get any
Yeah,
cuts.
absolutely.
Yeah,
My
so
my
I always wear
my
aqua shoes when I go in the
son-in-law
water.
Michael. Yeah, I remember when that my son-in-law Michael had 60 SPF on, and he still burned like quite crazy because he's white as a ghost, just like I am. And now my Alexis and Zach, and particularly Zach, they're the ones that inherit because my dad was quarter Cherokee. I finally figured that out because my great grandmother was Cherokee. So that means his dad was half, which would make him a quarter. And anyway, which would then make me an eighth, I guess. Um, but my dad's very dark complected, or he was very dark complected. And if he got out in the sun, very, very dark skinned and coal black hair. And
Yeah.
Zach is dark complected and has black eyes like my brother, and Zach has dark hair. Now his hair's not black like mine, but his hair's really dark. And Alexis is darker complected. But I do tan really well. If I get a tan, I can tan really well. It's just it will not, if I don't stay in it,
Yeah.
it fades almost immediately. Or that's how it was when I was young.
Yeah. I trying to.
That hair begs to differ. What are you talking
that you have black hair.
about? Yeah, Michael knows that I really have black hair because I
Yeah.
used my hair. I When I was real young, I tried doing my hair blonde when I was like 18 years old. It was when we came right before we came back to the States. I think actually in the hotel when we were leaving Germany is when I tried to dye my hair blonde. Well, you can imagine with coarse, thick hair. I've never dyed hair before. My mom and dad were fit to be tied. And because I'm going to tell you what it did, I had carrot orange hair.
Oh.
It was, and I didn't see it that way. Looked kind of blonde to me. As soon as I saw it in a picture, I'm like, what in the world? It was orange,
Yeah,
as
because
a orange. I
they
mean, like
say.
not even a carrot, an orange. And I was good with it. And my dad, oh my Lord, he said, what in the world have you done? And I was 17. It was 5 months before I turned 18, so he thought he had a say. But I learned that when I was young. If I wanted to do something like that, of course I'm not going to ask him because I know what the answer is going to be. You know, that thing, it's easier to beg forgiveness than ask permission.
Yeah.
Especially when it's something like that, because I knew what he would say. Have you lost your mind?
My hair used to be much darker as well, and I do have very, very, very dark eyes. So my father's
You
complexion
do.
too.
Yeah. And see, mine, and my hair did start going gray when I had gray hair when I was 18, 19 years old. And it went gray just like my grandmother's did, this streak right here.
Mm.
And I for years, I kept my hair dyed. I never saw my roots. I mean, for 15 years, I never saw my roots. I could tell how gray my hair was getting by the roots, but yeah, it was pretty gray, and it mostly right in the front.
Yeah.
And anyway, because I shaved my head, like 1 inch long or half-inch long hair. I let my hair grow out a little bit because I'm not going to walk around like that,
Mm.
looking like a skunk. And so I shaved it all off and started from scratch. And I've actually done that 3 times.
I was tempted to do that because my hair is short anyway, and I'm getting so tired of dyeing it, and the dye is so bad for your hair and everything else. I was thinking of just letting it come in gray, but my hair
Mm-hmm.
doesn't even have the decency to come in gray. It comes in snow white and sticks straight up.
Yeah, my when my hair is short, I've seen people like one of my family members has real short hair and how it lays down real
Mm.
flat and pretty, and you can kind of have that. Yeah, my hair is that long, it ain't doing nothing but sticking straight up. It could probably be 3 inches long and it would still be sticking straight up because it ain't laying like that. Hi,
Yep.
Katie. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, Michael's talking about, I know what he's talking about now. That hair begs to differ because I was saying I'm an eighth Cherokee.
And you
Yeah.
said you had black hair, and nobody knows that about you because we've only seen you as a blonde.
Well, you go back to my old TikTok videos, my hair wasn't black. Alexis is the one that talked me into putting color on my hair. And so I bought gray. And so I put that on my hair and it really didn't turn the color it was supposed to. And it was kind of a rosy brownish weird color. But I kind of liked it. And that because for my plan when I was no longer working, my plan was I was just going to let my hair grow long because that's the easiest. My hair is so much easier to take care of when it's long. If it's short, that's too high maintenance. I was just going to let my hair grow long and I was going to just wear it in a braid down my back all the time. That was my plan. And then Alexis talked me into coloring it. And I'm like, Alexis, if I do this color, it's as inconvenient and as messy as if I were dyeing it black again. So I'm not, and I said, well, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it blonde because that's real easy to do with my hair gray and it doesn't make a mess. And so that's what I did. And it actually suits my complexion. I've actually had them in a beauty parlor before, say, because my roots were covered, so my hair was dyed. But I had a woman tell me, you should never wear your hair black like that because it doesn't suit your complexion. And this woman was as pale or paler than me and had her hair dyed black. I said, this happens to be my natural hair color. So I don't really, it may be too dark for my complexion, but that's how I came out of the box.
Yep.
And I was offended by her saying that and her standing there pale as a ghost with her hair black as coal.
Some people like the contrast, but they don't think that it would look good on other people. But you never know until you do
she
it.
didn't realize she was looking in the mirror. She didn't know she was doing shadow work, Diane.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes, Michael, I am very, very excited about it. I'm really excited about it. Well, apparently it's going to be 78 degrees here tomorrow. That's nice. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Thank you for inviting me and letting me go with you guys, because I know that's quite a hardship.
Yeah, they'll be running around all over the place, and you'll be at the hotel, so it won't be any hardship.
Yes, I know we'll have a good time. I have no doubt about it. I was just thinking it would be a hardship for you, Michael. Because apparently I am constantly yelling at him.
Oh. Well, all they have to do is tire you out one good time, and then they'll get a couple of days of peace.
I'm going to get to swim with the dolphins too. Oh my God. Now I'm really excited. I got so excited when Carter told me about the bowling alley and the arcade last week. Now I'm swimming with dolphins. My goodness.
Yeah, I enjoy that. I've done that a couple of times.
Some great TikToks coming out of this. That way I'll be on the other side of the camera. There will be no chicken legs in my videos.
There you go. Yeah, I've enjoyed swimming with the dolphins, and I don't
you're leaving the kids in my room? Which kids? Laura. I'll take Laura.
Yeah, swimming with the dolphins. Swimming with the dolphins is fun, and they have all different like levels. They have like an intermediary level, a beginner's level, and like you don't just like dive into the ocean with them. You know, there are different steps.
Oh, I like that. I'm going to learn how to do this.
Yeah, in Bermuda, they did it in an old Navy yard where they just opened these great big gates and the dolphins would swim in. And the trainers, you know, they were wild dolphins. and they were just there for the food basically. So the
Oh my.
trainers trained them to do certain things for food, and they would swim into the naval base into where they used to keep submarines. So it was about 40 feet deep of water, and you had to wear a wetsuit and all that business, and a life preserver, and life jacket and all that, so you couldn't sink. And you couldn't sink if you tried in that life vest and everything. You just bobbed in the water like a bottle. And that was
Oh,
kind of
did you
fun.
read what Michael just wrote?
Yeah, it's
They
cheaper to
won't
swim
let
with
me
them.
do. They're not going to let me do videos.
Yeah, well, some places let you take your own pictures and some don't.
Okay, but you guys didn't know that you could take your own. So I can take my own pictures on my phone and to make or videos to make my TikToks with.
Well, you can
Because
take
part of
pictures.
Michael, while you're here, because I can't ever get a hold of Alexis,
Mm-mm.
because she has to have her phone off when she's at work, and there. Oh, okay, good. There was a lady there taking videos of her grandkids, so that's
Yeah,
what I'll
you
be.
can take pictures of other people swimming with the dolphins, but if you want pictures of yourself, they have to take them and then you have to buy them.
Oh well, those two could take pictures. I don't want any pictures of me with the dolphins anyway.
Well, you'll be in the water up to your chest anyway, so all they'll see is your
Oh,
face.
okay, so we could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be
And
submerged.
I'll have sunglasses on, and it'll be all right.
Yeah, well, when I went in Bermuda, it was I think it was only in May or early June, so the water was
Mhm.
still cold.
Michael said
So,
hundreds of dollars for the pictures.
wow, that's
Well, then there
crazy.
was a guy. Alexis told me a story about there was a guy on the beach that had big parrots, like a big macaw, and
Hmm.
another I can't remember that blue parrot. I can't think of the name of that.
Yeah, they're also macaws.
Yeah, it is a macaw. Well, anyway, he let them have the birds on them with and took pictures with their
Yeah.
phones. Then he would not give them their phone back until they gave him $20.
Hmm. You have to watch for shysters on the beach because
Yeah,
they're
wouldn't
not
give them their
supposed
phone
to.
back, and
They're not supposed to.
they had to
They're
pay
not supposed to
$20 a
solicit
picture.
on the beaches by the hotels, but they sneak in and they do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be very careful as to who
Yep,
you
they
hand your
learned
phone
not to
to.
ever do that again because that's yeah, they take the pictures and then they're not going to give you your phone back.
Yeah,
But
always have one of your own people take the pictures and never hand your phone to anybody in the
yeah,
Dominican
well,
Republic
they
or
learn.
any
They
place
learn.
else.
Um, I was going to talked about white skin bathing suit trauma lives on YouTube. Oh, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Um, Jr. video, Mr. Barry Spears. You know, Mr. Barry. I was on his live. I think it was last night, night before last. Thank
Thank
you,
you, Zoe.
Zoe. Thank you so much, Zoe, for sending me those likes. Oh, you sent them to Diane, or did you
Yep,
send
that's
them
my
to us
friend.
both?
That's my friend Zoe.
Oh, and we have 2,000 likes now. Um, but now I was on Barry's live, and we have now decided that music that I used I've used it about 3 times now. We have now decided that is the theme music of my live. When he was actually playing that song live, we're like, hey, that's the theme music of my life.
Well,
So
now you have a tagline, you have a weekly spot, and now you have a theme song. So you've
I've
got
had
your
a
own program.
logo. I've had a logo from the beginning. You know, my logo up there, and it's changed slightly over the years, but that's okay. Logos transition like that.
Hmm.
It's like if somebody has a new you transition out of the old logo into a new one anyway. So there's always a little slight change because I don't lay it out on a grid or anything, but
Yeah.
I can eyeball it. It changes slightly, but it still remains same color scheme, same, the principle of it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
My live always pauses, Sean's saying. He said he's going to other lives and they work fine, but mine always pauses.
Well, you can't
And
really
see,
do.
it's funny, Sean, because when I watch the replay, I don't see any pauses in it.
And
That's
it
why
hasn't.
I don't. Now I will tell you this, that I do my live, and I don't know about everybody's. I don't know how other people do their lives. Yeah, that's funny because I would think that if it was freezing up, because I've seen the replays before when there is a freeze in it. I can always see that, and I don't usually. So I don't know why that would be true on your end.
Yeah,
Alice
mine
in
freezes up.
Wonderland.
Mine freezes up all the time, but I haven't had any pause during your live. Well, you can't do anything about it anyway. So if it
Yeah,
lags, it
it is
lags. I
what it is.
mean,
I was on Shep Gold's live the last couple of nights, and it was freezing up really bad. Hi, Jim19641. Thank you for joining us. I was going to talk about I did a Bonnie Raitt video. I decided I wanted to do a Bonnie Raitt song, and so I went on YouTube and was looking at some, because I've done a couple of her songs before because I absolutely love her. And
yeah, I
I
like the
found
music.
this great one called A Made Up Mind. And I had never heard that song before.
Me neither.
And I had never heard it. And I loved it. And I'm like, okay, now I got to learn this from scratch. And I decided I wanted to do the whole song. Yeah. Now we're talking about hours of work.
Yeah, that's a
Because
lot. I
then
like Bonnie Raitt's music though.
I was determined. Now I did this with that Natalie Merchant song Carnival. That pretty much took me about all day because I was relentless that it was going to be done all in one piece. And I did pretty much that entire song too. A big chunk of it anyway. I don't think I did actually the entire song, but a big chunk of it. And I was determined that was going to be done in one shot, not in half. Because sometimes when I'm doing those longer videos, I do half it.
Right, bits and
And
pieces.
that way, because here's what happens. Like in the Natalie Merchant song, Carnival. No, it isn't. It's The Wonder. The one that I did called Wonder. That's the one that I did all the way through. And I did Carnival all the way through too. But when I get to the very last word of the song, fortunately I didn't jump the cue, but you could tell that I moved my mouth because I started to jump the cue. And I hate that. I hate it so much. And I'm like, this is the last line. There ain't no way, because I had gotten through the whole thing with one. There's one little where I came in late just a little bit, but I know that nobody else will see that. And that, I realize nobody else will see that either. Number one, 2 people may watch it all the way to the end, and I'm one of them. So it really, 3% of people watch the whole video. I'm not really worried about that. But the Bonnie Raitt one, but now those 2 songs I knew. What? I didn't know every lyric, but I knew every nuance and every cue.
The cadence and everything, yeah.
Exactly. So they didn't. It took me a long time to do because there was probably 50. I hate to say this, 50 to 100 takes. I'm Billy Wilder as a director. That's how he was. Yeah, it's not that long, Michael, but when you do it over and over 50 to 100 times and you got to reset every time, I'm yelling at Ziggy. I'm getting to the point where Ziggy doesn't even want to listen to me because I make a mistake and I'm like, Ziggy, restart. Ziggy, skip 35 seconds. Oh, Ziggy, sorry. That's okay. He said that's okay. He's all right. And I mean, I'm yelling. And he doesn't respond well when you yell. But what? Oh, Michael, I didn't tell you guys about this because it makes me sound kind of crazy. That's probably why I didn't share the story. I like to share the stories that, make me look good and other and if the story didn't really happen that way, I may enhance it a little bit to turn it around.
Just a little bit.
When I was in high school, I had a friend that if she did something really stupid that she thought was funny and she wanted to tell the story, I would be standing right there and she would tell the story and say that, you know what she did? And she would tell the story. And I'm like, I didn't do that. You're the one that did that. No, you did. I'm like, no, I didn't. But I probably learned that from her because, yeah. But anyway, so I did those songs. And I did the Bonnie Raitt song, Made Up Mind. And that one I had to learn from scratch. I didn't know the rhythm of, but Bonnie Raitt's got a certain style and rhythm, how all artists are like that. And so I could pick it up really quickly and the lyrics were not difficult. There's a few places where they're like, they've got the little nuances to them, but it was easy for me because I know her other music so well. I can pick that. I know what her style is. So I noticed that was a lot easier to do. Now, if you give me somebody that I don't know the singer at all, I don't know the song, that's going to be a while. And I think because I have learned that when it's a song that I don't know, I first of all go see if I can find a YouTube lyric version.
Yeah.
Hi, Jazzborn. Thank you. Is that Jazzborn? I'm so sorry. You are noticed here. Oh, Diane. Diane noticed you. Hi, Big Ken. Thank you for joining us. The vacation stipulation is that I cannot play the song. No. Robin Trower song, In This Place. Can I go around singing it, Michael? In this place. It was so funny. I don't know if I told this story or not, but
he said never again.
Well, I will tell you what happened, and I used to do this. I still do this. Who am I lying to? There was this thing. There was somebody that would send me songs, and when they sent me a song, and we're not going to mention who that person is, when they would send me a song, I would just put that song on repeat, on my Alexa, and I would keep that song on a loop 24/7 until I got another song. And the song for the 3 days that they were here, it was actually when my dad died, as a matter of fact. The 3 days that they were here, it was the song, the Robin Trower song, In This Place. And if you've ever heard that song, if you haven't, pull it up. It is just in this place.
Oh no.
It's off of his album, The Bridge of Sighs. It's pretty. Whew. If you're not already down, it will bring you down. And
You
Michael
don't
has
want to listen.
PTSD about the song, so of course, well, they left. They left and went to my Aunt Mildred's for one night while they were here. And when they pulled in the driveway, when they got back, Michael said, "I'm going to bet you she is still in that bed listening to that same song, and I'm gonna rip my hair out," or whatever he said. Sure enough, they walk in the house, and of course, it's still on, and it plays 24/7. It is still
Yeah,
on,
no.
and
I can't listen to any song that often.
and Alexis said, "Mom, when are you gonna change the song? When are you gonna play a different song?" And I said, "When he sends me a new song." So Alexis went on Facebook because she was friends with him there and sent him a message and said, "Can you please send my mom another song?" And then he sent me the song Creep.
I like that song, actually.
I do too, but I wouldn't be listening to that song on a loop for 24/7. But so anyway, this has been going on 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years ago in August. When they came here the last time, was Mother's Day. And I didn't think of it until the last second. But, I will say, and after they got home, because by that time it had been brought to my attention how much, but they were walking around the house singing "In This Place." So I thought they liked it.
Nope, it was just stuck in their heads.
When they got back home, I created a little loop of just that piece of the song.
Oh no.
And I texted it to both of them. And when Alexis opened hers, I think Michael heard it and repeat 10 hours. I have 10 hours. Are you kidding me? I had that song on repeat for 3 or 4 days straight.
Oh no. And especially if it's maudlin, there's no way I could listen to it.
I mean, it's maudlin. And anyway.
And no depressing music on vacation. No.
Yeah, I'm not going to be listening to music on vacation unless they're my TikToks. But anyway, so when they got it, and I think it was something, Michael said something along the lines of MF. But so when they came on Mother's Day, or the day before, it was, I don't know, whatever. They came that weekend. Right as their lights pulled into the driveway, it occurred to me, and I ran in here in the living room and put that song on the Alexa and turned it on repeat, and I unlocked the door. Then I ran back to my bedroom. Well, then Peyton's the one that, and I had, because mine used to be called Echo. I knew I had changed the name, so I thought they won't be able to make it stop because they don't know its name. Well, anyway, Peyton was the first one that came through the door, so I hurried up and I'm like, "Peyton, get in here." And I pulled Peyton and made him come in my bedroom and said, "Get in here." Well, then Alexis is the next one that comes through the door, and she's like, "Oh my God." Because Michael had said when they were in the driveway, he said, "I swear if we go in there and that song is playing, I don't know what I'm going to kill somebody," or whatever he said. And so Alexis came through the door first, and she's like, "Oh my God, no." And so she's like, "Echo, stop." And that didn't work. And then she said, his name is Ziggy now. She said that and stop. And I'm like, "How did you know the name of," and she said, "Because I was on your live and you asked him the time." So she heard me ask, and she didn't remember it immediately until Echo didn't work. And I'm like, How did you know that? And so she had it off before Michael got through the door. Well, then Peyton and Carter and I, because I have a football that's a Bluetooth speaker. It's like a Nerf football, but it's got, I don't know why you need this, but I have that. And so Michael was in the bedroom, and Peyton and Carter and I were here in the living room, and we had that song queued up on Peyton's phone, and married to the or connected to this football, and the three of us are sitting here throwing it to each other. And Michael couldn't see me when he came down the hall because I'm sitting here on the sofa. So he thought those two were playing football in the house. And you don't do that in Grandma Gracie's house. I don't want to be yelled at. Don't do that. But then he comes around the corner. Before he could say anything, he saw that I'm playing with them. So, okay, that's on her then. And so Peyton had the football, and our plan, and it worked perfectly, was to, when Michael came in the room, we were going to pass it to him. Whoever had it was going to pass it to him, and Peyton was going to hit the cue on the cue that he had it right in that spot on the song too, where it says in this place.
Oh, jeez.
So we go to elaborate measures to torture him.
No wonder he has PTSD from that song.
He probably has PTSD from being at this house. Because he doesn't know he knows the rule. It's not so bad now because he's learned the rules, and we have a lot of unusual rules. And the coaster situation.
It's because he loves him.
I do love Michael. I love you, Michael, very much. I absolutely do. You are my favorite son-in-law. Oh, Lord, we laugh about that. He said, I better be your favorite.
He's the only one, isn't he?
No, I have one other son-in-law.
Oh.
I'm not going to say anything else. But anyway, yeah, we do torture him.
Nice. It is 8:56. Time check.
Can we stay 56?
8:56. A couple more minutes till 9.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm gonna say I'll save that. I had a thing about Carter Rivard and Lilydale. I will save that. I was going to tell the Carter Rivard story while Carter was here, actually. Talked about Barry Spears, talked about the new videos that I made, and oh yeah, the lives. I was going to say that when I'm putting my replays on YouTube, and I do that primarily for myself, and I used to do it for my friend Brenda, but she's not speaking to me anymore.
Uh-oh. Oh, the one that I
took your side.
Yeah. Well,
and I couldn't deny it because it's right there in the video. And me making fun of her, yeah, she did not take that well. But that's okay. She'll be back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get my bouncer title lightly. I have to, I pay attention and I try to do my job to the best of my ability.
That's right.
And she was acting up.
That's right. And but anyway, yeah. What it was is she went to a lot of trouble to play this joke on me, and then it went awry. I mean, planned it for a few weeks, and then it didn't go the way she expected it to go, and she is mad.
Oh, well.
It'd be like Peyton and Carter and I getting mad. We spent 5 minutes planning that prank. and didn't take anything to implement. And that would be like if we spent weeks planning that prank and then it went awry.
Well, the best laid plans of mice and men.
But yeah, and I mean, it's like, um, the prank of the, or the whatever you want to call it, the torture of me putting that song on in here. I planned that for exactly a split second because when they pulled in the driveway, it just occurred to me. I ran in here and did it. So there was no planning mode of that. And did I just see Georgiana?
Yes.
Oh, hi,
Georgiana Harper.
sweetheart. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. But yeah, what was I getting ready? Oh, anyway, my lives that I upload to YouTube, I used to just, throw them up there. And what I've started doing is pulling them into CapCut because I noticed that actually will fix the sound. If the sound is off, it kind of corrects that, because a lot of times when you come on, Diane, because that's why musicians won't, like Shep Gold and Zach and people like that, they won't have somebody there because it does change the sound quality significantly. And they're not going to do that. They're musicians. And anyway, my comments on this phone have frozen up.
No, it's just nobody.
No, it's too
nobody
far
wrote anything
behind.
since Michael.
It's just so far behind. But anyway, so hi Nas. Hi Nas. We stayed on a little later, so Nas got to come. But anyway, I started pulling them into CapCut, and I put my logo in it now, and I put a little bit of music in the beginning of it. I'm not putting Barry Spears music in there, but I just put some stock music because YouTube they won't strip your music out like TikTok will, but they will put a copyright warning there.
Yeah.
And so that's why I stopped playing the records, because then when I uploaded the videos to YouTube, they didn't like that. And anyway, so I've started doing my logo, and I'm playing with the logo there, that I might start changing it in my promos and stuff. But anyway, so I'm doing that, and now that I'm doing that, I've noticed that, because those videos are really there just for me to watch and for me to keep, because they only stay on TikTok for 90 days. Plus they take up a lot. Mm-hmm. They make the app take up more space on your phone or whatever you've got it on. And so I keep that clean. Hello, Kiki Ann. I still love that name. And oh God.
I can't wait to hear you pronounce this one.
Flavio Delgado. Flavio Delgado.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
The girl that I was just talking about, that would take her story and turn it into me.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Brenda Delgado. That's why I knew that.
Oh, there you go. You had a head start.
That's why that one didn't stump me as bad. But yeah, anyway, I noticed that people are actually watching those videos on YouTube. Because I may watch it once, maybe twice. I usually don't, because I watch it before I post it.
Mm-hmm.
And so most of the time I won't even watch that video one time. And but I noticed like some of those videos have had like 30, 40 views, and so somebody is watching those videos. I'm sure they're not watching it for an hour and a half or 2 hours, but I that was curious to me, and I'm gonna notice if they get more views, because the thumbnail, I have I'm creating thumbnails for them now, that say live, TikTok live. And so that's what you actually see because before I didn't even create thumbnails for them. I just, whatever thumbnail it put there is what I let it have. And, I know I have to tell this story. And I didn't even make a note of it because I actually forgot about it. Today, it's a TikTok story. Today, I had to call AT&T, and this is really stupid, but Alexis had to pay the bill, and it was a round number with 1 cent at the end of it. And I got the notification. This is me being anal. I got the notification. This is who I am, people, right here. This is a great example. There actually will be 2 examples in here. The whole bill wasn't paid. So I called them to pay. They wouldn't, I'm not paying a penny. And so I just paid $1 so that penny would go away. And the woman on the phone was like, really? And I'm like, yeah, she didn't pay the whole bill. And I actually tried to call Lex, but Lex was at work, so she doesn't get her phone, she doesn't, notifications are turned off. And she's like, okay. And so then we started talking, she's talking to me about upgrades for our phones. And I said, yeah, I don't usually upgrade my phone as often now that I'm not working anymore. And, but the apps take up so much memory now. And her and I started talking about that. And then she said, really, what apps do you use? And I said, well, TikTok takes up a lot of memory. And especially if you've got 250 drafts in your folder. That was crazy. And anyway, and plus all those videos, I saved them in CapCut because my videos cycle through 3 different apps outside of TikTok. There are 3 different apps that do different things that I want to do. And so anyway, if you leave those videos in those apps and don't delete them out, which I did leave them in there a lot because I thought, I might want to play with this again. Now I have the raw version, in my private videos where I upload it privately. But anyway, that's what she started asking me, because she said, really, you're on TikTok? And I said, yeah. And she said, I haven't downloaded that app yet, and people keep telling me about it. She was a young woman, and I think she was young by her voice. We started talking about it. What it was is I said, yeah, I don't even have Prime on my iPad, Amazon Prime Video on my iPad because it takes up too much memory. And she said, really? Because I've had memory issues with my phone. So I start explaining to her what she needs to do and what things hog memory. And she's like, okay, I remember pictures and videos eat up a lot of memory is what and she repeated back to me. So so I'm on the phone for 45 minutes with the AT&T billing girl because she's asking me questions about how to clean up space on her phone and how to get on TikTok. And I said, well, just download the app, create a profile, go ahead and put yourself a profile picture there, create a username, and then you can just stay on there if you want to and just watch videos. And here's my screen name. If you go on there, I need you to follow me.
Oh, jeez.
So we're talking. She said, what kind of videos do you do? Oh, well, here we go.
She didn't know what she was getting herself into.
I thought, shouldn't this woman be answering phone calls from other people? But she was on the phone with me. I'm not kidding you. I know it was, I'd have to look on my phone. No, I can't. I'll look at my phone and get back to you next week. I bet I was on that phone with her for an hour.
Nice.
And because she kept asking me questions. Once I made that comment, she's like, "Really? How did you clean up memory on your phone? My phone is right at the max. How am I?" Because she was trying to sell me an upgrade. And I said, I probably will be upgrading my phone the next time I'm able to, because I think I'm coming up on 2 years that I've had this phone. And did you
Oh,
hear we had 3 tornadoes there?
oh
Where
no.
does Kiki live?
In
Where
Canada.
does Kiki? In Canada?
Hmm.
Really?
That's terrible.
What part of Canada were the tornadoes in? One of the worst tornadoes in history, I'm pretty sure, was in Toronto. There was one of the worst tornadoes in history that went through Toronto. If I'm not mistaken, it was back in the 30s, 40s, somewhere around there.
And we've had very wild weather through the whole United States in the last
Yeah,
couple of
we
weeks.
have. We have. I mean, there have been some thunderstorms here that I literally thought the roof was coming off the house.
And they had snow in the end of May
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
up north in Wyoming and
Hi,
where
Angel
else? At
James Casey.
Washington State.
Angelica James Casey, thank you for joining us. Oh, we've got 2,600
There you go.
likes, do you?
Oh, South Central Ontario, she said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the weather has been crazy lately. It's been very wild, very
Yeah.
unpredictable.
Yeah.
We've been lucky down here in Florida because I'm not in southern Florida, because southern Florida always gets smacked. Anything comes through, the ocean side or the Gulf side, the south of Florida gets smacked around. But we've been pretty lucky. We've had little thunderstorms here and there, but nothing too bad. But I know the weather has been very violent, especially up north.
Well, see, I don't pay as much attention to what's in because my Aunt Ivan, I think I said that before, my Aunt Ivan, Uncle Walter sold the place that was in Quincy. So that's where they
Yeah, I
used to
have
go
a
in the winters. And
yeah, I
they're
have
not
a
they're not they're going to be putting a heating system. I'm pointing here. I don't know why. Um, that probably is south. And that would be the right direction. But I think they're going to put heat in their cabin at Lake Cumberland because they're going to start staying down there in the winter. They have to leave here and go somewhere else because we won't leave them alone.
nice.
Between they have one son and Zach who live here, and Zoe and Zion, and then Brian's 3 kids. Um, the oldest one just graduated. Blake, the one that mows my grass, he just graduated from high school, and then they have she has 2 granddaughters, and they live here. So it's like Grand Central Station over there, and you can't. I've never. I mean, my Uncle Walter's 81. No, he's getting ready to turn 81. In fact, today might be his birthday.
Oh, you
Oh.
better check.
I'm gonna check when I get off the phone. I'll be sending a text. I'll just send him the same video I made for Iva 2 years ago because he's in it. So anyway, I um, what was I talking about?
About them putting
oh,
heat in the
oh,
cabin.
oh yeah. So anyway, they have gone down there to try to escape from us because they oh, I know, I was getting ready to say they're 81, and Iva just, she had her birthday was last Thursday, and she just turned 75. That house is like Grand Central Station. Iva did take out their house phone finally, so now there's not 3 phones ringing, but
Oh,
her
jeez.
phone not so much phone calls, because they don't call, they all text. So it's constant. It's just constant. Facebook Messenger and regular
Older.
text and
Yeah.
but it's not always just us. It's also because they buy used, my Uncle Walter and his brother, and they buy used farm equipment and used vehicles that they find when they find them, and they'll go all over the country to get. I mean, that's how I got my car, because 10 years ago, Freddie found that car on the internet and went to Texas and got it. And anyway, that's what they do. And then my Aunt Iva takes the pictures and puts them online, and she gets 10% of their profit or something. They have some arrangement worked out. She's the one that does that and fields all the phone calls. But I mean, it's not like they got 20 things on there. They're usually one or two things at a time. And she takes the phone calls and does all of that work for them. And it's just something that it's something they make a little bit of money once in a while, enough to break even, I think. It's just something they love to do. And anyway, so that's part of the texting traffic, but not that much of it. It's and I don't know, it's the thing about older people that I've noticed, I mean older than me. When their phone rings, they get a text or anything, they think that they have to answer it right now.
Yeah.
You can let that. Well, I wasn't talking to you. They don't have that concept that you don't need to respond to that now. It's not a phone call with no voicemail or anything else. You can take care of that later. But no, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't respond to I shut off all my notifications, first of all. The only time my phone ever beeps is when I get an actual text, because that I do like to respond to. Everything else is off. And when I get to it, I get to it.
My text, of course, my phone calls, depending on who you are, whether or not you can call me. And I do get notifications for TikToks. I get notifications for Facebook Messenger, just because my Aunt Mildred and my Aunt Carol used to, but my Aunt Carol's passed away. But that's how they message, is through Facebook Messenger instead of using text. They know how to do that, but they don't know how to text. I mean, they're 80. So it's kind of commendable that they're on, they're doing anything on a smartphone. But my Aunt Ivan, my Uncle Walter, my Uncle Walter is all over Amazon. I mean, they both took to that computer like duck to water. I think it's probably 10 years ago that they got their first computer, and they sat down, they learned it. They need a little
Good
help.
for them. Good for them.
And they're selling online. They're it's actually kind of impressive that they do that. My Uncle Walter's, he's got really fast on the text, because and him and his brothers, they text all the time. They're doing all the time, texting. And he's on Amazon. He orders. In fact, I've got two things to tell. He misorders a lot, but he can even share a link on Amazon, so that I don't have to go look it up. My Aunt Iva still won't share the link. I have to take the words and go look it up. My Uncle Walter, he shares the link. All I got to do is click on it. Well, but sometimes he doesn't pick the right product. So I do a lot of returns. And they're mostly
for him and Iva, because she orders things like shoes on Amazon. I do too, but my feet are not hard to fit.
Yes, mine are. I can't buy shoes
Yes.
online.
Now, I noticed that a lot of shoes now, all they've got are wide, and I can't wear what my feet are very long and
No.
narrow.
Hmm.
But I can wear a regular shoe. I mean, a regular shoe is usually, some are, but not a lot of regular shoes I can wear. But some shoes, I notice that they only come in wide, and I know I can't wear that.
That's weird because when I look for a wide shoe, I usually can't find one. But yeah, I
I
order
know.
everything on
I
Amazon
know.
now.
I have to look for wide because my Uncle Walter wears a wide shoe, so I have to look for a wide. Yeah, when I'm looking for them, but I've actually ordered shoes before and didn't notice that a long time ago. Didn't notice that W. And I'm like, what is wrong with this shoe? It's like,
Hi, Zach. Zach is here.
Hi, Zach. Hi, Zach. I'm talking about Walter. I'm sure you heard me. Walter is my uncle. I was talking about how Walter and Iva use they use technology pretty well for a 75 and 81-year-old. And how Walter texted. I was talking about how he even knows how to share a link on Amazon. Zach knows because he sends Zach stuff all the time. Why are you saying who is Walter, Zach?
You know who Walter is. Well, it's 20 after, and I have to go and do something, so I'm going to take a powder.
Well,
so I don't know if you want to stay on.
You know what? I'm going to stay on, Diane, because Zach is here. I'll see if he's going to stay for more than 35 seconds. But thank you. Do you want to do your sign off before you go?
No, I don't think there's anybody on here besides Kiki that I know.
Okay.
I don't know. There's only 8 of us on. So and today was kind of slow. Usually we have 30 or 40 people that are popping in and out, but today was kind of slow. So Kiki, I'm going to say goodnight to you and everybody. Keep an eye out for me thinking inside the box, and I'll see you next time.
Love
Night,
you,
Gracie.
I'll see you next week.
Okay, sweetie. Bye, Kiki.
Bye.
Bye, Zach.
Hey, Zach. What is that word? I don't know what that word is. Paraffin. Zach, are you leaving too? Are you leaving too? I was just going to stay a little bit longer because of you being here. I was going to stay a little bit longer just for you. Carter and Michael were here earlier, and Gabby. But, okay, well, stay with me for a few minutes. How about this? It's 9:21. Stay with me till 9:30. And then I'll have an even 2 hours. Hi. Shelly, you still here? I haven't said anything to you for a while. I didn't have much sleep, Zach, and you know how that makes me wired for sound when I'm sleep deprived. I slept probably 2 hours in the last 2 or 3 days. So I'm a little punchy. But hi, Golfer 39. And I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh, my lives on YouTube. People are watching my lives on YouTube, Zach, where I upload them to YouTube. I mean, not a lot of people, but people are, because my YouTube channel is linked to my TikTok channel and I upload my lives to YouTube. You were falling asleep on your way home from work today? What is that? Invite. Oh, hi, Kaza. Hi, Kaza. Hi, Kaza. Kaza's here, Zach. Why were you falling asleep on your way home from work? Because you stayed up all night? Hello, sweetheart. You're in Pensacola, Florida. Hello, in Pensacola, Florida. Good for you. Hi, Diane Klaus. Thank you for joining us. So glad I stayed on for a few minutes longer, Kaza, so I could see you. Are you enjoying the weather down there? No. Did you stay up all night? That's what happened to me. I didn't go to sleep at all last night. And I finally went to sleep, I don't know, about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Because I had to go to Geraldine's. I actually found a song called Geraldine, Zach, an old song that I'm going to do. You got a tan on? Oh, miss you, sweetheart. Oh, good, good. Hi, Greg Marshall. I'm going to be in Orlando next month for a few hours. I'm going to be in Orlando. Hi, Greg Marshall. Yeah, Zach, I'm not kidding you. I was fighting it today because I had to go run an errand for Geraldine. And then when I went to her house, she wanted me to come in for a little while and visit. I'm not kidding. By the time I got home, I started to turn the wrong way coming out of her street. I was so disoriented, and I don't usually get like that. It takes a lot more sleep deprivation than that for me to be that disoriented, but I was dead on my feet. And I did. I don't know how I drove home. I really do not know how I drove home and got the stuff out of my car. And the stuff that I took out of my car is laying right here in the middle of the floor, right as you come through the door. No, I was not. I was going to pick up her food. You've been grab hunting, collecting a lot of shells and sand dollars. Very cool. Going to the boardwalk. You would do that if I slept for a week. Stop. What are you talking about? You don't know how I ever drive home. I drive fine. Hi, Mike Barnett, or Mike Barrett. Oh, Zach, what do you think about, it's a 4-hour drive to whatever the name of the city in Virginia is. I'm not going to say the name of the city, but there's going to be a fiddlers convention where you can go and hear all these tremendous fiddle players and a music festival. And it's only 4 hours away. It's on the 17th of June. What do you think? I was invited to go to that, but I thought I would present it to you to see if you would go too. You and Whitney and the kids. That would be a great trip for you guys. That would be a great trip. It's only a 4-hour drive to Virginia. And we could go to this. I know we live in Kentucky, but we could go there to this. There's a reason I want to go to this fiddle thing, whatever it's called. I don't know what that's called. Festival. It's a fiddle player festival. It's like the Dan, what's his name? The old songwriter from Sunbury, Ohio, and they have the Dan whatever it is festival every year. That's a big bluegrass festival. I understand that, but it's going to be the debut of Gypsy Smoke Barbecue. That's where they're opening at, because they have the food trucks. My friend Gypsy Redneck and Gypsy Gina, they are on their way back. I'm trying to think. Johnny Harper. Oh, God, Zach. He took down his fiddle and rosined up his bow. We ain't going down to Georgia. We're going down to Virginia. But anyway, because she just went to Oregon, which is a 36-hour drive, and to get him. Sound familiar? And they are on their way back, and she was on here. They were in Idaho, and anyway, I told them when they get back to Virginia, and I told them I would let them have the same rule that you made remember when Zoe was born and said, Mom, you can come, but you have to wait until we tell you to come. I told them they could use that strategy. But and I said I would mention it to you. And I said, maybe I can talk Zach into this. And Diane said, yeah, I've never seen you be very successful at that. Oh my God. Hi, J Fins. Is Shelly still here? She is. Shelly is still here. But yeah, Diane and I decided I probably would not be very successful at schmoozing you into taking me to Virginia. Because I said, oh, a fiddle player. I might be able to convince Zach that he needs to go to this. Diane assured me that I probably would not be able to. She had never seen me do that before. I said, yeah, I know. I'm usually not very successful at that. I usually hear, just spit it out. I don't need all that. Just tell me. I was going to try it. I was going to build up this fiddle festival and how great it would be. Oh, I think I know that songwriter's name. Dan Malone. Dan Malone. You know what I'm talking about, Shelley? That's in Sunbury. In Sunbury, they have that Dan somebody festival. He's like an old songwriter. He wrote some old song like, Get Out of the Way for Old Dan Tucker. Something like that. That's who this song, and it's a big bluegrass festival. Gypsy Gina lives in Virginia, and now Gypsy Redneck is on his way there to be living in Virginia now too. So see, Zach, that does work out sometimes. and they only met 6 months ago. Oh, Whit lived in Virginia. I misread that. I thought it said who lived in Virginia. I'm not, my eyes are a little crossed too. I didn't know Whitney lived in Virginia. Where in Virginia did she live? Where in Virginia did Whitney live? Hi, Nas. And I'm trying to read on here because this phone is lagging. It is so slow. Oh, you don't know where in Virginia she lived. Okay, it's not lagging that bad now. Hi, Lake. Hi, Lake. I haven't seen you forever. I don't even remember the last time that you've been on here. So good to see you. Hi, Nas. Did you just pop back in? Oh, we are up to 3,500 likes. Just so you know. I say that all the time that I learned that from Smurfette. I learned, well, it is 9:32. And I said I was going to stay on until 9:30 just because Zach came on for the
first time in I don't know how long. And so, Zach, I'm going to out. Like I always say, I want this to be your favorite TT show every Thursday night. So I'll see you next week. Same time, same station. Thank you, Naz. Thank you, Shelly, so much for staying late with me. And thank you, Zach and Kaza. And I can't see who else is still here. Love y'all. And I'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.